in this statement, well, Trump's war on woke marks US society's plunge into dark times. Now, we'll be seeing more and more of these sorts of news items, I guess. It's a very dark and miserable time for people in the United States. And as I said in that other post, not just for those people that voted for him, but for the population in general, this is going to be a terrible time for all of you. The president. So this article here goes on to say, President's culture wars causes targets DEIs and LGBTQ plus rights in bid to spread right-wing agenda, the experts say. Donald Trump didn't need to wait for the black box recorder. He knew what caused the mid-air collision because Donald Trump knows absolutely everything. Or, he thought he did. Well, he didn't. They actually came out with a directive, too white. The US president told reporters on Thursday, seeking to blame former presidents Barack Obama and Joe Biden for including black and Latino people in the federal workforce. We want the people that are competent. And the interesting stuff, and we won't go into all of that, but the interesting facts are that changes were made during the Obama administration in terms of they were going to hire. It was supported by Trump when he was in there in Trump 1.0, and they agreed to it, and it was maintained. And the other thing too is that the number of people that were DEI hires is so small and so minuscule that it doesn't really matter. They took Trump less than a day to exploit a tragic plane crash for his crusade against diversity, equity and inclusion. DEI programs should come as no surprise. The 78-year-old president is on a mission to win the culture wars, acting with speed and ferocity to bring his right-wing agenda into every corner of American life. It is a form of shock therapy that aims to rewire society itself. Less than 2 weeks back in office, an emboldened, unapologetic Trump has launched a series of executive orders and policy changes that broadly target DEI, education, curricula, and political protests. The actions aim to reverse so-called woke policies and restore merit-based systems. And I think that's so true. It's one of the things that struck me recently was the number of rallies that are being held in the United States as a result of all things Trump. And there hasn't been a pushback by Trump in relation to those rallies just yet. But I would suggest, and my prediction is that as the numbers of those rallies increase, Trump will find a way to push back against them. As the pressure builds against Donald Trump, the effort to resist that, for his ego to fight back, will become immense. And the military will eventually be employed to hold back protesters. Now, there may not be the violent protesters as there were in the Black Lives Matter protests some years ago, but there will be pushback, but they probably won't be violent. But they will be demonstrating to Donald Trump that his policies are not necessarily those that the majority of people agree with. In fact, right at this moment, his support has dropped to about 47%, the lowest in American history, from a president who's only been in power for a couple of weeks. So it's going to get worse. It is going to get much worse. And we need to brace for any of that. And so just remember, please subscribe to my channel. Ring the bell for further notifications. I would really appreciate it.